Hi everyone. Now, I'm here today to talk about the worst has happened. The power is out and you basically have no sun. So your solar system's dead. So realistically, what does this mean? Well, here in America, this happened. And you can see from this chart here that we still have over 500,000 homes without power. It happens all the time when you have big storms, hurricanes, and in this case, a very bad snowstorm with lots of ice, and those ice weighs down the lines and knocks things out. So you need to be prepared. So what I did today is I thought about running a complete test, because what is a solar system without a backup system to get power?
All right, here we are running our generator test today. We've got some good stuff going on here at the solar shed. With all the bad weather that has been out causing problems for everyone across the country, I figured it was probably important to see if the inexpensive generator from Harbor Freight could actually run the Chargeverter at full steam. So that's exactly what I hooked up here. This generator is 8,750 watts. It's pulling 23 amps at 240 volts. In order to run the Chargeverter here in the solar shed at 96, 95 full steam, this is the Chargeverter and its specs. This thing is really putting out some heat today. As you can see from the specs here, 5,120 watts max, 24 amps. Max input is 26 amps. We're not pulling as much of that. We're only pulling 22 because the voltage isn't good. But as you can see here, this is working fantastically. I'm going to leave it run because I got to run to Home Depot. I'm just going to let it run and charge the batteries up today. It'll run the bit miner for a day. Give us a good test, because I have a bigger project in mind today. Let me take you out here, show you what's coming. I got a fence to install. Once I get this fence installed, all the solar panel cleanup will finally happen. We'll get to put some of these up in better locations, get more power out of them. All right, we'll talk to you later.
If the power gets knocked out and you have a hurricane or you have snowstorms and you can't get power from your solar system, you have to have a backup plan in order to run it. Now, there are two different options here. I like to have a generator as a backup plan. This allows me to do as I show you kind of in this chart here. In this chart, the idea is you can run a generator only when you need power, which if the power is out, then you can run it 24/7. Now, is it easy and simple? Yes, you turn it on and it runs. The problem is running a generator all the time when you need power is very expensive, because even if you're only losing a little bit of power, the generator has to be on. And even at the most friendly inverter generators, you're going to be using 25% of the power of the inverter, meaning it's going to be burning at the absolute least 25% of the gas that it can. I prefer the other way around. Buy the cheap generator, as I've done in this example here. And you'll see from the videos that I turn this generator up and I pump in 5,120 watts full stream into the solar system to have it recover. Now, let's take a look here at this screen. On this screen, you can see that I have power generation here, and it kicked on, and I ran this in 4 different times. Now, what I was attempting to do is a couple of things. One, validate that my system works, but at the same time, do my annual maintenance. What is my annual maintenance? Well, that is to make sure that the engine runs, to make sure that it burns off any old gas, and to make sure that it's ready for the next time that I want to run the system. So how do I do this? On the 24th, you'll see here at about 10:25 to 12:15, I ran the generator for about an hour and 50 minutes. I shut it off at that point because I had so much power in the system, as you can see down here at the bottom, that I didn't want to fill my batteries up. I wanted to test the generator to see how it was going to work. So I then turned on the bit miner just to use as much power as I could. And as the power started to drop again, I went ahead and started the generator again and ran it. Now, the idea behind my test is to run all the fuel out of the generator and replenish it with clean, fresh power, change the oil, make sure that everything runs the way it's supposed to, and most importantly, make sure that the entire system from end to end works. That means that in this, as you see in this chart, I needed to charge the battery, like you can see it correlating with the charger running here in these two sections. And you can also see that here at the very beginning, I had lots of solar power, so a lot of that was going into the battery. Here at the end, I didn't have near as much solar power because this is from 3:50 p.m. to 6:20 p.m. So that allowed me to run it some more. Now, I did shut it off because we weren't in an actual emergency here in Florida. I am fortunate enough that I wasn't affected by this, except tonight, the cold is hitting. So now I'm going into that conservation mode just in case there is some bad storms. But the idea behind this test is now I know going in that I was able to generate 30 kilowatt hours of power from my generator. Doing so, I used 5 gallons of gas and it ran for 6 hours and 30 minutes at 5 kilowatts an hour. This cost me 48.5 cents per kilowatt hour. So this is by no means a substitution for grid power when you have grid power, but it is a great alternative when you are low on power and you need it during a storm. Last year, as most of you know, I got stuck 10 days without power, but I didn't have a system like this where I could recover. You'll see here on the next day, the 25th, I went ahead and ran the generator for a few minutes and realized I had to go out for a while. So I went out and came back and turned the generator back on and ran it for another 2 hours. So 2 hours it ran before, right at this point right here, you can see where it had a little bit of a hiccup in energy. That was when the generator actually ran out of gas. So I refilled it, changed the oil, did all the maintenance and everything. But this is why it's important that you do this. So in summation, what I was after is running this generator at full speed, getting as much of it as I can, and it being as efficient as it can be. And that's what I accomplished. What I was also after is validating that the system worked, that it would charge as I believed it would, and that I would have all the components and everything that I would need to do it, and give me an idea how much power it really takes to operate like this.
All right, here we go. Today we're running generator tests because all of that weather has proven to me that we really need to. You can see my battery slid out. This buddy is coming out 22.6 amps on both L1 and L2. Then over here, Chargeverter running at 95 amps, going straight into the batteries. This is a disaster test. Make sure you run yours so you know your system.
All right, now that you've seen the videos, let's discuss a little bit about what we basically were able to do. We were able to charge the batteries at 100 amps consistently. We were able to run the generator for 6 hours and 30 minutes on a full tank of 5 gallons of gas. We were able to prove that the system not only could take the charge, but that it could store it relatively efficiently. And we were able to learn that 5 gallons of gas would give us 30 kilowatt hours. And from that, we can estimate what is necessary for us to have in reserve. The last piece of this puzzle is being able to store enough gasoline to make this useful. What I usually do at the beginning of the season is I go out and I buy myself 30 to 35 gallons of gas. and I burn one off in the tank every year doing my test. The remainder of the gas at the end of the season, I usually burn off in my wife's car, and I just keep dumping the gas in until we're completely out. Then the remainder of it all gets cycled with the coffee trailer and using the generator there. I'm hoping that in the next year I can convert the coffee trailer over to a pure solar system, but even that will require a backup system. I hope this helps, and I hope that you understand the importance of testing your backup system so what's going on here in the United States today will never happen to you the way it's happened to these people. These 560,000 people that are now out of power are only a fraction of what this was yesterday at 5 p.m. It was over 1 million people. So please, make your system safe and make sure you have redundant systems to keep it that way. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. And if you're interested in this kind of video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.